we celebrate one of the great minds of the church today, Saint Bonaventure. He lived in the 1200s and was contemporary with very many other saints. Saint Francis of Assisi had actually healed him of an illness when he was young, and it was Saint Francis who gave him that name, Bonaventure, in Italian, O Bonaventura, good luck. And as he grew, Saint Bonaventure became friends with Saint Thomas Aquinas, Saint Louis of France, and Saint Isabella. Saint Thomas Aquinas, in fact, was so impressed with Saint Bonaventure's learning that he asked him once, "What is the source of your learning? What is the source of your knowledge?" And Saint Bonaventure, according to the story, pointed to his crucifix. We hear Jesus in the gospel today praising God that God's designs of salvation as they are unfolding in the ministry of Jesus, they're not being recognized, they're not being picked up by, he says, the wise and the learned, but the childlike. And it seems a bit of an odd thing then to be commemorating someone who is so renowned for learning and wisdom and preaching when we have these words of the Lord, who in a sense seems to downplay the importance of that kind of knowledge. But what does it mean to have a childlike knowledge? Think of when you're a small child and you ask all kinds of questions. Why is the sky blue? Why is the grass green? Now, our parents, if, depending on their own personalities and their own backgrounds, may give us different kinds of answers to those questions, but generally they give us answers that are appropriate at the level we can understand them. And that's one way of understanding childlike knowledge. It's a kind of knowledge that's at a level, shall we say, somewhat primitive. That is to say, there are deeper levels, deeper ways of knowing the same thing. The way I can comprehend why grass is green and the sky is blue when I'm a 5-year-old, and the way I can comprehend it when, say, I'm a 25-year-old and in a master's program studying physics or botany, these are two very different things. But there's at least this other dimension to childlike knowledge. Think of some of the other questions that children might ask of their parents. Think of how they might ask, "Mommy or Daddy, do you love me? Can I have some candy? Can we go to the playground?" And that illustrates another way that children might seek the truth from their parents. And the answers that are given on a child's level, but not in the sense that there is some sort of higher level or deeper level that that child could have knowledge. And what we find so marvelous in Saint Bonaventure is it was that sort of way that he had knowledge of God. It was the kind of way in which a child learns from his or her parents through a very deep trust, through a shameless affection. That was how St. Bonaventure approached the Lord. He may not have had the access to the exegetical tools that modern scripture scholars today would have, but he could read the scriptures and accept the truths he encountered there with a childlike trust. And he could pierce their inner meanings because he had such a deep affection for Jesus. And when we ourselves can learn the things of God in that childlike trust, it is not that there is somehow some deeper or higher level of ways that we will come to know these things. It is rather that we will be filled deeply with that truth, just as a child can be. And this is what we are called to do, my brothers and sisters, to look to the Lord and, as a child would, accept what the Lord gives us in trust and in affection, with a simplicity of heart, not a simplistic mind. Through the intercession of St. Bonaventure, then, may we, in our embrace of that childlike trust and affection, come to know the Lord as he wishes us to know him.